So my name is Dejaune. I'm 22 years old. I'm a graduate from Dejaune University. I study business, entrepreneurship and innovation. So I'm a chef, I'm an entrepreneur, and I also work in security at the moment. Black History Month has been celebrated, so at places of work and so on. Usually through a one-time event, or usually through school or college, like a showcase. So there'll be a Black History Month showcase or event where there'll be actors and so on displaying some of the great things that Black people have created in the past or are currently doing at the moment. So I'd say usually through a showcase or a one-time event to celebrate Black history and also Black culture. So that's usually how it's been celebrated. I don't really think the UK celebrates it because a lot of the history is something that they won't forget about, because at the end of the day, Black history, a lot of it is to do with the building up of this country, which was on the back of slavery. So British people don't like to remember the bad stuff they've done. So I'd say it's not really celebrated that well. And in particular in the UK, we celebrate Black American history. Over here, we don't celebrate the Black people over here that's done amazing things. Like, I don't know a lot about Black UK history, but I know a lot about Black American history. So I'd say the UK doesn't really celebrate it because it's not something to celebrate on their side, because it will be about their bad deeds. Best Black History Month event that I've been to was actually at my university, Peng Punch University, where they did a showcase in front of about 300 students in their hall, and they did a journey of Black history throughout the times, and they also had a section where everybody dressed up in black cultural outfits or something to reference the Black culture, and as well as a showcase of food and culture where I didn't actually see the performances, but I was selling my products, and it was probably the best day for me in terms of finance for an event at university. As a Black individual, my heritage and my culture to influence the business that I'm doing now is basically as the sole backing behind what I'm doing. So because I'm in the food and drink industry, my food and drink and my businesses are a reflection of my culture and where I come from growing up. So I would say it's the integral part into what I do, and it's kind of what I've been growing up with. So it's taking what I've been brought up with and refining it and creating it into a sustainable business. So I'm currently an entrepreneur, so I've got a startup business that I'm looking to launch soon called Peng Punch, which specialises in West Indian alcoholic-based beverages. So we're looking to launch soon. We've got 2 flavours that we're starting with, which will be fruit punch and pineapple coconut punch. So in difference to other punch businesses and so on, we're looking to launch in a ready-to-drink can. So very similar to like a M&S can or a G&T that you'll see in the shop. It will be more so targeted towards people that would want to pick it up from the shelf or order it to their house. And the business is based off my culture, what I've had growing up. So every occasion or every party you have a fruit punch, or you have like a certain concoction of drinks there. So it's a reflection of that. And I'd say the business, it really took from when I was at university. So I started the business at university with no money, and I saw it as an opportunity, as no one was doing what I was doing in the area. But again, from that, I saw that there was a gap in the market, because there's nowhere in particular you can go to the shop and buy a rum punch, or you could buy a pineapple coconut punch in a can. So that's really where I took the inspiration from. So I'm helping someone actually, well, I'm from Catford in South London, so I've lived there my whole life, and I'm about to move houses, but my local IT shop, I was working in a bank actually, and my local IT shop, the lady, she knows me well. So she was just coming in, and obviously I let her through, and we were just talking. She asked me what I was doing on the weekend. I told her that I'm just cooking. I said I was cooking some duck and so on. And then she said, let's stay in contact and talk, because she's looking to change her IT cap into a restaurant. So from there, we've been talking, and she wants me to kind of be the head of doing that. But I thank God because it works out, because I just turned down a place at Infinite Castle to start my business. But I thought, let me focus on the business. But God definitely God's plan. So I'm looking to help someone open a restaurant. It's going to be like contemporary Caribbean. So we're going to start off small, doing like scones and sandwiches with a big twist on it, like so, and then we're going to move on from there. Other than that, I'm looking to launch like a reseller business, reseller trainer business, so like an online business. So online is the way to go, so e-commerce. So I have my own website, and then I want to learn like SEO and so on, because I know it's a big thing that I need to learn for my business and so on. And last thing, I want to become a swimming instructor that I'm learning. So I want to use that as a backing to make money, but also again move on to self-employed and start teaching my own private lessons, have my own private business, because it's a lucrative business, and not a lot of people know how to swim, especially black people. What matters to me is three things, and that's faith, finance, and family. So beginning with faith, I believe in God. So I think personally having a relationship one-to-one with God definitely is very, very important to me, because I feel like the way this world is going, you see the way the world is going, like everything is going to the left, and I think so part of the reason of that is we've lost structure, we've lost grounded in where we've come from, which is from God. So I'd say family as well, because that's where our morals and our culture and our community comes from, not just like our immediate family, but our family within our community. So I'd say we've lost a sense of community. So for me, that's very important, especially when it comes to the children of now. A lot of them are being raised up by the internet or by culture, American culture and so on, and it's all going to the left. And the final thing is finance. I think financial and economic literacy is very important, also being in a good position, because it allows you to move from where you are, and that's the only way people can move forward is through economic and financial understanding and improvement. 16-year-old, what should matter to you will be different to when you're a 40-year-old man. But I think, exactly like I said, your faith, because again, as well as the physical, we're spiritual beings. So you can't ignore that. Even though what we see is the physical, the spiritual world is a whole other thing that people may or may not believe, but it does have an effect. And I say finance is definitely important. Financial literacy, economic understanding, to improve yourself and get in a better position, not just for yourself but your family. And the last thing is family. Family, like we all need our family. So I understand a lot of people may not have the strongest family, but if you don't come from the strongest family, make sure a strong family comes from you. Last thing I wanted to say was, like a lot of people now, you see everyone's talking about diversity and so on, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, just because someone is black in a position of power doesn't mean they're for us. It's not about diversity of colour, it's about diversity of thoughts. Because you can have 100 black people in there, but if their thoughts and their interest is not for us as a people, doesn't matter. Look at Obama. Obama wasn't nothing for us.